tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Hey, it's Wednesday. Oh, I moved my camera. There we go. It's back where it's supposed to be. I also hung another thing up. If you can find it, let me know. I added one thing, so tell me if you can see it. I will let you know now. I am not in a good mood. Get out of there. Great, thanks. Fucking jerk. All right. Ugh. But like any other day, I'll do the best that I can with what I got. All right. It's all that's really expected of us. So, all right. Not really expecting too many people. I didn't put it out everywhere. I usually put it out because I just, I don't know. Just didn't feel like it. Really bad nightmares. My day has not been easy so far, but it's all right. It's not really life circumstances that's it. Well, the dreams do it. Dreams do it to me. So, yeah. Just sometimes they get really personal. And last night one was, oh yes, it was. People that I'm close to, brothers and sisters, not any of my AA friends or anything. They're just, and then when I wake up and the same thing is happening, it becomes true. And then out pops my anger. Yeah. This is the type of Dion that likes to burn his neighborhood down and laugh about it. Because he wants you to feel as horrible as him. I really don't want that to happen, by the way. I don't want that to happen to you. But that's part of PTSD that, this is part of it. PTSD comes with paranoia, vengeance, rage, paranoia, a little bit of paranoia. Make a little joke about it anyway. All right. So, all right, let's go and get started. I'm going to skip the daily funnies today. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try and work on my attitude. I have a podcast at 3:00, and they're taking their time, and I want to make sure that I give them the best possible person that I can give them today. So, that's what we will do. So, yeah, it's just kind of hard when I have nightmares and I wake up and it's still happening. It's just, and I'm really sensitive today too. So, yeah, so there won't be a second live today because I'll be podcasting. His name's Matt Brown. He's really, really good. He's a great guy. I'm really looking forward to talking to him. And I don't want to ruin that for me either. So, welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host today and the foreseeable future. Let's go ahead and get this started. Let's turn the time down. No biggie. No biggie. Yeah, because I got up and my meds were not here, and I need my meds first thing in the morning. My car's not starting. People are misunderstanding. It's, it hasn't been an easy morning. So, but at the present moment, I do not know of any amends that I have to make. Think on it for a second. Nope. Nope. I don't have any amends to make. I was kind of short with my wife, but it was more about I kind of had to walk away before I said something entirely fucking stupid more than it was anything. Because when I'm in this mood, my mouth, usually my cup runneth over, but when I'm like this, my mouth runneth over. So we're going to talk about sponsorship and accountability buddies today. And I went back to go see what we were talking about, and the whole outline is gone. So we're going to have to work with that also. I'll just do a quick reload, see if that helps us out any. Um, it happens. It happens. All right. Well, while it is catching up, while I am working on that, let's go ahead and get started because I do have my own stuff too that I can kind of talk about with sponsorship, things like that. Because for most of my sobriety, I'm coming up on 10 years, I didn't have a sponsor. I had accountability buddies. Not that I wasn't searching. I asked a lot of people to sponsor me. Why is yeah, today is just going to be a day of turning shit over to God because it's not working. Uh, so maybe God doesn't want me to use the outline. Maybe that's what he's saying. I'm just going to take it for what it is. So when we first get here, sponsorship is extremely important. Very important. We need somebody to guide us. We need somebody to talk to. We need to get to know somebody in this world. Somebody needs to know some stuff about us. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Chat GPT is just it has taken a digger today. I apologize about the disruption here. I'm gonna try a different I'm trying Google instead of Edge. I usually use Edge on that. No, I don't. I just pull it out. Is what I do. Yeah, it's just not working. So, all right. So let's get back to that. Where am I at? Okay, I've got so many tabs and stuff going. I'm not even on my thing. There we go. All right. So for a while, I had to use accountability buddies. But do we really need a sponsor once we get to a certain point, or does that sponsor become a good friend? Do we, you know, I know there's some, there's a conversation kind of going on in my group that somebody who's been in the program for a little while, they're looking for a sponsor. They want to write another 4-step. Okay, now this person has 34 years of sobriety, and for most people that would seem overwhelming, but really they're just another person, right? Right. And I got a little upset because I put something in there and I felt like I was misunderstood, so I removed my comment because I don't like today. I don't know if I can handle being misunderstood, and that's not on them. That's on me. Right? It is not other people's job to totally understand, but that's also the hard part. But yeah. So sorry, this is just it's a hard one to do. All right, so sponsorship in the beginning, it's not friendship, it's not advice giving, it's not an agreement. What we're using is guidance, direction, and walking through the work. So a sponsor helps you do what you won't do on your own. You think you might understand the big book, but there's some things in there that you may not understand until somebody kind of points it out to you, right? So Um, so it in the beginning, a sponsor is somebody that you need, is somebody, and you might end up being friends with them, you might not. My sponsor, once we were done, he kind of just moved on. Um, and then I found that being a sponsor myself was kind of where it was at. So, um, so accountabilities are people that you check in with, someone who sees your patterns, and someone who doesn't let things slide. But that can be a sponsor also. Someone who co-signs, someone who doesn't co-sign your excuses. Right? That's not what they are. And we need both. All right. You don't want to put everything on your sponsor, but the question is, once you reach a certain point, do you need a sponsor, or does a set of accountability buddies work also? I found that worked real well for me. Okay. But the problem with that is then there's not one person who knows me really, really well. But in this case, that would be my therapist, is the person that knows all about me. Right. So, um, yeah. Of course, this is up to you, but in the beginning, it is you have to have a sponsor in the beginning to go through the steps. Okay. Um, but nowhere in the big book does it say that you need a sponsor for the rest of your sobriety either. It does not say that. And that's what I was trying to say this morning. I just didn't say it very well. It was misconstrued. I just took it down. Right. But having both, I think, is probably the best. Right. But when you are somebody, for 5 years, I looked for a sponsor, and I quit. I quit looking because I heard, I don't know, I don't think I have heard so many excuses to not help somebody than going through that process. When you come across as somebody who knows the program, who's emotionally intelligent, that's these things, and yeah, they don't want to sponsor you. I was told you don't need a sponsor. I can't sponsor you. You're a guru. I heard that. Oh, I do all my stuff face to face. All this unwillingness. Then why did you raise your hand saying you were willing to be a sponsor? See why that way just doesn't work, right? So we will minimize, rationalize, and avoid. My thinking got me here. I can't rely on it to get me here, right? Get it out. Where do we get it wrong? People picking. Don't, just because somebody agrees with you does not mean that they're going to be the best. All right. Sick people keep sick people sick. We can't hang around with sick people. We got to hang out with people that are trying to do better things in this life, right? Avoiding the hard conversations, only calling when things are good. Okay. And that's not accountability. That is comfort, right? Because the real accountability has to do with honesty, consistency, and uncomfortable conversations, right? So the benefit is it cuts through the denial, keeps you grounded, pushes you into action. And it's not punishment. That's protection, right? So alone we drift, but together we stay accountable. And I have found that both of these together seems to work best for me, having a sponsor and accountability buddies. Main reason of having a sponsor when you have a little bit of time is so that you don't feel left out. When somebody says, "What is your sponsor's name? Who's your sponsor?" Right? Yeah. Now, the sponsor that I have, it took a little while. Do I call them all the time? No. But there are particular times when, like today might be a good day to do that. Yeah. All right. See? It's great. It's about spreading the wealth a little bit, right? So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I know this one's a little bit shorter, but like everybody else today, I'm just doing the best that I can. All right. So, thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out.